All right, can you tell me about this picture?
Well, that is the cove in Northport called Saturday Cove. And that's you, I imagine. Well, it should have been dated. I would say you were 3. And Calvin Elwell, who was a very good dear friend of mine, was teaching you how to swim. Calvin really adored you. We have another picture where he caught a blue lobster. Do you remember that big bluish lobster? It wasn't a true blue one. Calvin was a really interesting person. He had a little bit of a stutter, and he was a carpenter. And a lot of people thought he was rather simple. And he was one of the deepest, most soulful people I had ever met. He was the first person in Belfast to wear long hair. He was the first hippie in Belfast, Maine. And he told a crazy story of running away to Canada during the draft. I don't know how he got back because he didn't have a pass. Oh, he didn't need a passport for Canada then, but like hiding out in churches because he was a very early conscientious objector. So he was a lobsterman in his spare time, and we would pile into his 14-foot boat, power boat, and it would be you and me and Suzette and Tarek and Zachary and Calvin. So we'd fill the boat and we'd go out to Ram Island and pick mussels and play on the beach and just have the most wonderful time. We spent so many days there. And then we'd come back late in the afternoon and the wind would come up. And no matter how many times we did it, I always forgot how scary the trip back was. And I would just be holding onto you, praying the whole way that we didn't drown, because the water would come up over the bow and it would be like we'd be hitting the waves. It was really scary, but he was very safe.
Is that why you taught me how to swim?
That could be one reason. Yes. Well, I wanted you to swim early anyhow. The very sad thing is that this is exactly where Calvin died, in Saturday Cove, at the age of 40, when he was scuba diving or snorkeling. And likely he had a stroke. His father had died of a stroke at 50. He had few bad habits. He probably smoked pot, but he didn't drink to excess. He didn't smoke cigarettes. He was physically very active, and he was in a coma for a few days and then died. So this picture has a lot of meaning for me, because we spent dozens and hundreds of hours in Saturday Cove.